is officially getting his own series, and honestly, it's way overdue. Maul Shadow Lord is shaping up to be one of the darkest Star Wars projects we've ever seen, in my opinion. And what makes it so interesting is that this isn't about the Sith, it's not about Jedi, and it's really not even about the Force. I mean, obviously it is about the Force. It's all about Jedi and Sith. It is about Star Wars, but what this really is about Maul as a full-blown crime lord operating in the shadows of the Empire. And for me personally, it just really hits hard. Maul has always been one of my favorite Star Wars characters, one of my favorite characters of all time. I got a tattoo of him. I collect all the Black Series figures. I have duplicates of damn near everyone besides the Sith Apprentice. So yeah, this show just feels like it was made for fans like me. So today I want to break down everything that we know so far about Maul Shadow Lord, when it takes place, what the story's really about, why the tone feels so different from other Star Wars shows in my opinion, and why this may end up being one of the most important villain-focused stories Lucasfilm's ever done. So with that being said, welcome to my channel, The Stone Mandalorian. My name is Cody, and thank you for spending a few minutes with me here today, where we break down Maul Shadow Lord. So first things first, just for people that may not know about this show or anything, this is an animated Disney Plus series coming from Lucasfilm Animation, which I am just a huge fan of. We're in that Filoni era, especially right now. And just speaking of that Filoni era storytelling, just that gave us Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch, and just a huge win right out of the gate, right? You know, Sam Witwer is back as Maul. He voiced him all throughout the Clone Wars. At this point, he's the voice, the rage, the quiet menace. Nobody understands this character better, and his return just instantly gives this show so much credibility and hype, in my opinion. But here's the important thing to understand. This isn't a redemption story. This is Maul isn't being softened. We're not going to be seeing him become a hero. He's not going to be turned into the light. This series is going to be about him surviving, him gaining power and control. Maul didn't die with the Sith. He adapted. Timeline-wise, Maul Shadow Lord takes place after the Clone Wars, during the earliest years of the Empire. Order 66 has just happened. The Jedi are gone. Palpatine, Sidious is the Emperor. He's got control of everything over the Senate. Vader is hunting down the survivors. The galaxy is in total chaos and disarray. And this era is important because when the Republic falls and the Jedi disappear, there's been a huge power vacuum that's opened up. And more specifically in the underworld, the criminal underworld, you know. And the Empire doesn't control everything just yet. Their law is very broken and just fractured. Fear is a constant. Chaos is everywhere, and guess what? That's actually where Maul thrives the most. And the show, it's likely going to sit between the Clone Wars and in between Solo, a Star Wars story, and I'm expecting it to kind of just show how Maul rebuilds his influence on the galaxy and just working on his path towards Crimson Dawn and making it what we all know it is today. So when the galaxy loses its heroes, the villains don't disappear, they just expand. While I hope to see some, awesome duels or like super crazy, intense force battles, it's the core of the show I feel like is going to be showing Maul rebuilding his criminal empire from the ground up. Not as a Sith Apprentice, but something damn near more dangerous, arguably, He's one of the most... dude, Maul is just a bad motherfucker, man. He's a strategist, he's manipulative, he's just a straight symbol of fear, man. He's also very skilled and talented, he knows it. That's honestly another one of his downfalls. But he also operates, outside of Imperial control. He doesn't challenge Palpatine head on, because Maul, he's strategic, dude. He's not a dumbass. He knows what he's doing, and he understands that power doesn't always come from some high position or some throne or some title that's been given to you. It can live in the shadows, and Maul uses, anything from manipulation to fear to, gain loyalty and control syndicates or mercenaries. And this show is going to show him building this entire network of criminals, and we're going to see the true uprising of Crimson Dawn. And I'm really hoping to see Mandalorians. I'm just super psyched, man. And another thing, this Maul is not a berserker. This is not the Phantom Menace, super raging, uncontrollable beast of a animal Maul. He's not a berserker. This Maul he's almost how can I explain? This Maul is kind of like this time around he's playing chess is what I'm trying to say. Maul is playing chess right now, and he's really thinking about how he's moving forward with his actions and how he's going to make his way in this galaxy. Maul doesn't give a damn about balance. The only thing he wants is control and power. He wants to be able to have influence over his decisions and his life going forward, his future, his present even, because he had no control over his past really, which I'm not going to get all into that this video, but I'm really hoping we get to see, just a deeper look at the Shadow Collective. I'm hoping we get to see a lot more of the Mandalorians. I love, obviously my channel name is named after Mandalorian's the Stone Mandalorian henceforth, but I would love to see some Mandalorians and his influence and him gaining their loyalty, obviously. And in the Dark Horse comics, or I'm sorry, not the Dark Horse, but the Marvel comics, you get to see a lot more of the Mandalorians working with Maul, which I freaking love. I still need to pick those comics up. And there's also a possibility that we might be seeing a new apprentice, and it's a Twi'lek apprentice at that. So a lot of speculation is that this could be Darth Talon. So that would be pretty crazy, man. So right now, with this power vacuum, after Order 66 and everything, there's crime syndicates are competing for dominance, pretty much, and man, there's so much to unravel in this show, and a big reason that I think fans are excited about this is just because I'm really hoping that we get to see a darker tone with this. It's not going to be like your classic, happily ever after Star Wars adventure. I think it's going to be a lot more brutal, and that's really what I'm hoping for. This is kind of giving off like, crime drama energy. You know what I mean? This is not about hope. This is not about heroes. This is about brutality, survival, and just making your way through the galaxy. And it honestly has vibes of Star Wars Rebels, in my opinion. Obviously, it's easy for me to say that because it's very Dave Filoni, influenced, of course. Obviously, Dave Filoni, he is the creative chief officer at Lucasfilm, and he's known for a big hand. Obviously, he started Lucasfilm Animation, not started it, but he has really made a name for himself in Lucas Animation just with him working with George Lucas so closely on the 2008 Clone Wars animated series, But I don't know, man, just it seems like I'm really hoping we're going to get like a grounded, really dark, dim, cold, like, I don't know, I'm just really hoping that this is, like we get a lot of good, intense, long conversations that are just as intense as some lightsaber battles. I just really have a feeling, and my hopes are that it's a lot darker, because Maul, in my opinion, is probably just as tragic as Anakin, if you think about it. And I don't want to spend too much time on this, but Sidious basically abducted Maul as a young boy from Mother Talzin off Dathomir and was forced him into the ways of the Sith. He got his Sith tattoos, and he really subjected Maul to a lot of cruel and just unnecessary behavior. But that was all to feed the dark. It's all in the name of the dark side and growing a strong apprentice. But Sidious really put Maul to the ringer, and he basically stole his future from him, But with me referencing the earlier Marvel Son of Dathomir comics and just Maul comics, there's also a prequel comic called Shadow of Maul, which is going to be basically like a prequel to the show. It's supposed to be coming out sometime in early or mid-March. It's going to help set the stage for the show. And I feel like, introducing a broader setting and bringing in, more Mandalorian supporting characters that we got to see from Clone Wars and stuff, and just showing us Maul's operation during this time period is going to be freaking sick. And you don't have to read, a lot of the times you don't have to read these comics to enjoy the shows, but if you want like a really vast, in-depth, full picture and just want the whole story and all the extra details, the comic is going to matter, I feel like, and I'm definitely planning on picking it up. And Lucasfilm is just doing a fantastic job of making these tie-ins feel meaningful rather than just disposable, what's it called? Like fan service, rather than just disposable fan service. And this just looks like this might be one of those cases where in the case that I mean that this is going to make the tie-ins feel more meaningful, is what I'm trying to say. And the reason that I say Shadow Lord is so overdue, and I say overdue loosely because, you know, sometimes the wait is worth it, it makes it more sweet, you know, but he's just such a solidified, developed villain in the Star Wars mythos and the lore, and he's a fan favorite, dude. From Phantom Menace, that's why George Lucas himself brought him back, man. Even George himself is a huge fan, just says he's one of the greatest villains, you know. But this series, I feel like, is going to fill a massive gap in canon that I know, for me personally, I've been wanting to see this for freaking years. I've been begging and been talking about seeing the show that where Maul is just, you know, I want to see Maul expand the Shadow Collective, not the Shadow Collective, but the Crimson Dawn, and I want to see him work with Mandalorians. I want to see his operations. I want to see all that, dude. You know, we've seen from the Rebels' perspective, the Empire, the Jedi's perspectives, even, but this is going to be just something so much different, in my opinion, you know. And this is Star Wars from the underworld crime syndicate point of view. It's like I said earlier, it's going to be like a crime, just straight up crime drama vibes from this dude. And it's going to show how the galaxy actually functions when, you know, there no lightsabers, not as much force. There's, you know, the wars are over, and this is literally just a time of fear, chaos, crime, violence, and just survival, you know. And I feel like all of what I just said, that's going to dictate everything moving forward in this show. And in my opinion, it's going to make it feel new, different, you know, a little bit edgy and fresh. It's just a little bit different than some of the Star Wars content that we're all used to, I feel like. So as far as I know, there is no confirmed date on when this is going to be coming out to us, but I'm absolutely elated for this show, man. And if you're a Maul fan like me, for me personally, it just feels like something I've been waiting for years for, like genuinely been waiting just for such a long. I've asked for, me specifically in my own mind as a Maul fan, I've been wanting this, dude, and I just think this is the perfect area of Maul and era to venture into. But thank you for making this video part of your day. Let me just yap and give my opinions and my thoughts, and like just let me talk about how excited I am for this. For those that know, Maul's my boy. You know, if you know, you know. But just a huge fan. He's one of my favorite characters in all of pop culture, let alone in Star Wars. But let me know what you think. I want to know what you want to see from the series. What's your favorite Darth Maul moment of all time, along with what you'd like to see from this series. Comment down below and let me know if you enjoyed this breakdown. Make sure to like the video, subscribe for more Star Wars and Pokemon, dinosaur content, all the shit that I do. And I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much for making this video a part of your day.